Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jace, the fantasy god, and with me is Kylie, the fantasy oracle. We are going to be doing a weekly video cast specifically for our fantasy football league, which is Kailua versus Mililani. Fantasy football is life. I just want to say for the Kailua versus Mililani, for some of you that may not know, obviously it's the windward side versus the other side of the island, the junker side of the island. Okay. Now the way that these teams are going to break up is split up evenly, 5-5. So myself, Daryl, Martin, and also Trevor are representing Kailua. Now, I had to do a commissioner's exemption, but my brother from another mother, Rich, is also going to be part of the Kailua team. He's all the way out in Eva Beach, I know, but you know what? I'm the commissioner of the league. I get to pick. So, the other 5, of course, you guys are representing Mililani. Sorry, y'all suck. We're going to win, so don't even worry about it. This particular video cast or podcast that we're going to do every week, we're just going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to have different segments. And, of course, we're always going to end with the Fantasy Oracle predicting the winners of each week. And then each week, we'll recap and see how well she does.
Well, you've been thinking, how can just a little girl who doesn't know any football do this?
I don't know. How are you going to do it?
With the Fantasy 8-ball.
The Fantasy 8-ball. Oh, goodness. Okay. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of jump right into the podcast or the video cast. All right. Starting with the results of last week. The big winners of last week were Cade, Roy, Makana, Rich, and Martin. Okay, so congratulations to all 5 of you from winning. How do you think they did?
I think they did good, but I think they used all their luck.
Oh. For those of you guys that won last week, may not look good from the Fantasy Oracle and the Fantasy 8-ball, but we'll see what's going to go on. I will say this, Cade had the high score of 140. He needed every single point to defeat this guy. Now, pulling up the rear was actually Daryl, scoring only 74.06 points. Doesn't pay to be retired and having too much time on your hands, I guess. That's rough. What do you think? Be able to pull it off this week?
I think he wants revenge.
Okay, so you might get some revenge. All right. Now, the segment that we're going to utilize this week is going to be Bad Trade of the Week. And Bad Trade of the Week goes to Trevor. Trevor traded away an RB2, Matt Breida, from, of course, our 49ers for a tight end. You got to be kidding me. What do you think of that trade? Right?
I'm speechless right now. Even my Magic 8-ball.
Yeah, so I'm telling you right now, Trevor, you're burning all your good luck from the Magic 8-ball. It may not look good for you this week. Darren Waller did put up 7 catches for 70 yards, so he had a really great day. However, when you're talking about an RB2 compared to a tight end 10-ish, it's a rough trade, but hey, you got to do what you got to do for your team. All right, so now we're actually going to go into this week's matchups, okay? We're going to go ahead and start with Daryl versus Daniel. Daryl versus Daniel. Do you see Daryl's luck turning around this week?
Yes. I really think Daryl will want revenge, and he's going to have good luck. My Magic 8-ball says it right over here.
All right, so here you heard it first, folks. Daryl's going to be the winner this week. Next matchup, we got Makana versus Dez.
I think it'll be a close matchup, but Cade is actually Dez's wife. So Cade and Dez might be sharing the same luck.
Oh.
So I think Dez will win by just a little.
All right, so once again, wives stealing the husband's luck. Just the way it goes. Next matchup that we got going on is Trevor versus Martin. Trevor versus Martin. Now, Martin had a really great week last week. Trevor, not so much. Of course, Martin is a Patriots fan, and we know how much we don't like the Patriots, but we don't like the Cowboys even more. So, with that said, who do you think is going to win this one?
Trevor didn't have luck. But I'm setting for my Magic 8-ball. Luck to him.
Okay.
I still think Trevor's gonna win.
All right. So we got it from the fantasy oracle herself. Trevor, you're gonna pull this one off. Lucky bugger. Now the next matchup that we're going to talk about might be the matchup of the week, Cade versus Rich. And the reason why I say that is Rich picked the team to actually score the most points during this actual fantasy season. However, it was Cade that had the highest score of the week. So how do you see this one shaking out?
It's really tough. My Magic 8 Ball says that Cade and Rich might have a tie.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it wasn't a tie, then Rich would win.
Okay, so now I know Cade's got a lead going into Sunday, but it sounds like Rich is gonna pull it real close and might be able to pull this one out. So we heard it here. Now the last matchup that we're gonna talk about is actually myself versus Roy. I still feel pretty confident going into Sunday. Who do you think's gonna win?
Really tough.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a tie. If it's not a tie,
Another tie.
You would win by 2.
I'm gonna win by 2. So you heard that, Roy. Coming for you. Okay, don't call it a comeback. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up now. Fantasy Oracle. So she's gone ahead and she went family. So we got Daryl beating Daniel. We got Dez pulling out an upset over Makana. We also got Trevor winning. We got myself coming with a huge comeback against Roy. We'll see if that actually happens. But it looks like the only family member that she didn't want to pick today was going to be Cade. So Uncle Cade, I'm sorry. She got Rich beating you just by a slight margin. So that's going to be another comeback.
Last time, I think the other ones that wasn't in my blood, more like my family, they had all the good luck.
Yeah.
But they might have a short Trevor this time.
Okay. So you think the blood runs thick, and we're gonna pull it off.
Yes.
All right. Well, I will say this: I think all the Kailua matchups are definitely gonna beat all the Mililani matchups. That's for sure. Okay, so check in next week. We'll go ahead and make sure to bring what we can as far as content to you. We're only going to do this once a week. Usually we're going to try to shoot for either Friday or Saturday to release it. I don't think we're going to be able to do it by Thursdays. Once again, thank you very much for listening to the Kailua vs. Mililani Fantasy Football is Life video cast. Fantasy Oracle. Any last words?
Yes. Hope you have a good time.